And I want to just begin by talking about, we have men in fashion, but women in diggers and industrial equipment is most unusual for us. And when I was a child, I used to have a big sister that I would never share my toys with, particularly in the sandpit, and particularly my favorite little truck and digger. And here we have a very eminent designer from Sweden, Stina, who is going to tell us all about the world of industrial design. She's a pivotal figure in Scandinavia. I'm not sure that all the that you've straightened out all the masculine curves in a Volvo digger, but essentially you've probably brought something to the culture, which I think is commendable. And when I understand Stina's background and interest in industrial design and what it can do for a community, and she talks about emotional capital in her society, it's wonderful to hear. So please welcome Stina Nilimaa Wickström. Thank you.
I grew up in a very small mining village above the Arctic Circle. And I had a design experience of living in a house designed by a British architect, Ralph Erskine, who actually, for that small community of 1,000 people, he had built like a dream city of the future. The yellow house was one of those. And we were living in one of the multiple villas, exactly the same in the whole village. Now, there were some problems with those houses, that they had flat roofs. And where this was, it came like 2 meters of snow in the winter. So you had to snow plow the roofs every now and then. And the gigantic windows to the south leaked out all the heat in the winter. And in the summer, when we had midnight sun, it became unbelievably hot in there, and also unbearable to sleep because it was really difficult to cover up all those windows. So, not a good example of design. If we can the image down there shows a good example of design experience from my childhood. Covered up in snow, there's a Volvo. And you brush off the snow, and you put the key in, and it starts. Fantastic, fantastic machinery. So that was my initial experience of Volvo, and maybe that, sort of put a mark in me to sort of search my way to go designing for that brand. It's not enough with just designing the product. You need to make sure that you're providing this consistent message throughout. So we are working very closely with marketing and communication so that all of the design aspects through the design journey is recognizing this factor of what does it say about our company? How can we make sure it's relevant and consistent with the kind of products or the kind of relationship we want to have with our customers?